لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وإنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون يا أبا عبد الله لقد عظمت الرزية وجلت عظمة المصيبة بك علينا. Oh Abba Abdullah, our grief and sorrow for what happened to you today is great. And it is great for the people who live on earth and on the heavens. فَلَعْنَ اللَّهُ أُمَّةً أَسَّسَتْ أَسَاسَ الظُّلْمِ وَالْجَوْرِ عَلَيْكُمْ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ. May Allah curse those people who gathered and prepared themselves to kill you, Ya Aba Abdullah. Allahumma la'an Aba Sufyan wa Muawiyah wa Yazid ibn Muawiyah. Alayhim minkal la'na. Oh Allah, forever curse Abu Sufyan and Muawiyah and Yazid for what they prepared to do to Hussein and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. وَهَذَا يَوْمٌ فَرِحَتْ بِهِ أَهْلُ زِيَادٍ. This is on the day when Al Ziyad and Al Marwan rejoiced for what they were doing to Hussein ibn Ali. Brothers and sisters, this is the heaviest day for Muslimin. This is a day on which the son of Zahra salamullahi alayha stood at this sort of time alone in the plains of Karbala. That day had begun in a different way. The night of ibadah was over. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam asked his son Ali al-Akbar, give the adhan. Give the adhan and let these people hear again the voice of Rasulullah. Let them look at the face of Rasulullah, because Ali Akbar so closely resembled his grandfather. Instead of making any difference on them, Umar ibn Sa'd comes forward and shoots an arrow into the sky and says to the people, you be witness to Ibn Ziyad and give witness to Yazid that I was the one who shot the arrow first. Imam alayhi salam, as they had planned, at around 11 o'clock in the morning, just before Dhuhr, a group of 40 to 50 of his soldiers went out to fight together. I ask you, a small band of 50 men, no matter how brave, how long can they last against the enemy? In order to maximize their effectiveness, they began to challenge the enemy to single combat. The Arbab of Maqtal writes that Hussein's men were killing so many of the enemy that Umar ibn Sa'd said, don't fight these people singly. In fact, attack them together. There were many stories of bravery on that day. Some we know and have heard about, some we don't know. People found the strength to go out and fight, give their lives, each one thinking to himself that maybe if I go, and maybe if I'm killed, they won't kill Hussein. Maybe we will be enough. But that was not to happen. The namaz of Zuhr came. Hussein ibn Ali alayhi salam said, we will pray Salatul Khawf. Hussein bin Numair from the other side said, oh Hussein, your salat will not be accepted. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam led the prayer. Sa'id, Hilal stood in front of him to try to protect him, because the enemy continued to fight. Arrows began to come. At the end of the salat, as Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam says the salam, Hilal turns to him and said, Ya Imam, did I protect you? Did I do enough? Imam said to him, go, my Prophet waits for you. He will give you from Kawthar. You will not be thirsty after this. You have served Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. Then there are no companions left. At the time for Ahlul Bayt comes, one by one, these flowers from the garden of Zahra, they go out. But there comes a time when there is no one left. And Hussein alayhi salam looks around, Just 3-4 hours before, all these pictures must be coming in front of him. His son Ali Akbar standing proud and tall, standing in front of him and saying to him, Baba, let me go. And how beautiful he looked. And then a few moments later, the body of Ali Akbar cut to pieces, a spear inside him. Then you would have thought maybe of Qasim, the boy who was so eager to go. Imam alayhi salam was not allowing him to go, but Qasim was kissing his hand. Uncle, let me go. I will fight. Finally, Hussein dressed him in what was no more than a coffin, and this boy went out. And then he would remember how he came into the battlefield and picked up the pieces of Qasim to bring him back. And then his brother, Abbas, Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, always felt confident when Abbas alayhi salam was there. He would have remembered how Abbas kissed his forehead and said, Mawla, I'm tired of this life. There is no army now to command, allow me to go. And then later, the same Abbas with an arrow in his eye, with his arms severed. Imam alayhi salam at one point said, where are you, my brave soldiers? Where are you, my brothers? Come, Hussein needs you. But there was no reply. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, history tells us now, prepared for his final fight. But first he came to his son, Imam Zainul Abidin, to say farewell. Imam himself, Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, says, I was not well, I was in a fever. When my aunt Zainab roused me and said, Beta Sajjad, wake up, your father has come. And he says, when I looked up and saw my father, I did not recognize him. His body was full of wounds. I said to him, Baba, he said, Sajjad, I am about to go to battle. He said, I asked him, why do you go, Baba? Where is Abbas alayhi salam? He looked down and he said, Beta qad qutil, he has been killed. He said, where are your companions? He said, qad qutil, they have been killed. He said, when I asked him, where is my brother Ali al-Akbar? Hussein did not say qad qutil. He looked down with tears and he said, Beta Sajjad, from the men there is only me and you. Imam Sajjad alayhi salam says that my father was so thirsty that his lips were torn. He began to give me wasiyah. He began to tell me some of the secrets of Imamah. And then he said to me, oh Sajjad, when you go back to Medina and you see my Shia, give them my salam. Tell them that when they drink cold water to remember me and to remember my Mazlumiyat. Tell them of how I stood with my baby asking for water and the enemy would not give me water. Then the Imam alayhi salam begins to say farewell to the ladies. When he says farewell to Zainab salamullahi alayha, she says to him, Oh Aba Abdullah, have you resolved to go to die? He said yes. And then he said to her, Khuda Hafiz Zainab, tonight when you stand up in Salatul Shab, remember the one who used to stand up with you every night. Zainab looked after Sakina for me. She is so used to me. She likes to sleep on my chest. She will miss me very much, Zainab. Look after her. I leave her as an amana for you. And that is why when Zainab came back to Karbala, she threw herself on the grave of Hussein and said, Ya Hussein, you gave me one amana, but I could not look after her. I had to leave her in Sham. Imam Hussein alayhi salam is saying his farewell. At one point, he reaches down and he kisses the arms of Zainab. And she says, what do you do, brother? He said, one of the things our father said, Ya Hussein, when you say farewell to Zainab, kiss her on the arms for me, because it is by these arms that she will be tied in ropes and dragged in the streets of Kufa. She reaches up, she kisses his throat, and she says, I too have a wasiyah from Fatima, who told me, Zainab, there is a spot on the neck of Hussein where a dagger will be drawn. Kiss it for me when you say farewell. Hussein alayhi salam now is prepared. He stands on Zuljana and he begins to want to move to the battlefield, but the horse will not move. He says to him, oh, my horse, I know you are tired. You have carried me all day back and forth. One last ride. Take me into the battlefield, but the horse will not move. Hussein looks down and there is a small girl. She is holding on to the leg of Zuljana and says, Zuljana, do not take my father into this battlefield. Hussein alayhi salam comes down from the horse, he hugs Sakina. Sakina says, Baba, don't go. Everybody who has gone has not come back. He says, I must go. The religion of Allah demands that I go. Finally, Imam alayhi salam enters the battlefield. Many reports say that they expected Hussein alayhi salam to be broken, but instead he fought with great courage. Wherever he turned to the enemy, he was moving them away. Wherever he turned, the enemy would be saying, Al-Aman, Al-Aman, and move away. Finally, Umar ibn Sa'ad said, hit him with everything you have. People began to throw stones. Those who had arrows were shooting at him. They were attacking him from all sides, forcing him back. Hussein ibn Ali now had been heading towards the Euphrates. He had been heading to get water. But somebody shouted out, oh, Hussein, you seek water while the enemy is attacking your camp. Hussein alayhi salam turns back to the camp. He sees that the enemy is trying to enter. He says to them, if you have no religion and you do not fear the day of judgment, at least be men. Leave the women alone. Finally, Imam alayhi salam is now being shepherded into a valley. Zainab alayhi salam begins to look at him. She sees how all these animals are coming around the Imam, and she screams out to Ibn Ziyad, oh Ibn Ziyad, the son of Fatima is being killed. They are killing him. And you just watch. Bibi comes up to a hill. It is called Tilla Zainabiyya, so she can see better. She sees that Hussein alayhi salam is now cornered. One of the enemy hits a stone on Imam alayhi salam's forehead, and the forehead begins to bleed. Imam alayhi salam takes his shirt up to try to staunch the blood, where an enemy sees the exposed body of Imam alayhi salam and he shoots an arrow into the chest of the Imam. It seems that these are the last moments of Hussein ibn Ali. He begins to fall from the horse. Zainab alayhi salam can no longer see him. The horse Zuljana starts to come back into the cab. Sakina runs out and says, Zuljana, where is my father? Where have you left my father? Hussein alayhi salam is on the ground. The enemy seemed to be hesitant to come forward. Nobody wants to move in until Shimr Ziljoshan shouts out, what are you waiting for? He begins to come towards the Imam. He reaches the Imam and puts his knee on the back of the Imam. Oh. He puts his knee on the back of the Imam. He takes out his dagger. Zainab Salamullahi alayha can no longer see her brother. She says, Sajjad, beta, come. I cannot see what is going on. Sajjad comes out and says, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdillah. The head of Hussein is already on a spear. The ground begins to tremble. A voice shouts out, Ala qad qutila al-Hussein bi Karbala. Ala qad zubiha al-Hussein bi Karbala. Hussein has been slaughtered on the land of Karbala. Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein! Ya Hussein!